Which of the Fringe players we saw against Norwich could help us out in the league? Welcome back to Where Whites Walk is 20 minutes of Leeds United chat. We've got Sam, Jerry and Jacob to give us their view on whether any of the players we've seen today can actually help us improve our position in the league. Great to have your company back with us. It's 20 minutes of Leeds chat. Drop us a sub and a like if you haven't already done so. Plus, we're chatting about that Sunderland result, just what happened there and how worried are we with the fixtures to come. Let's jump straight into it, though. First of all, Sam, we've advanced into the FA Cup quarter-finals. Straightforward, wasn't it? Enough?
It made a very pleasant change, yeah. Straightforward. Norwich had a little spell, as we're saying, just before we came online. But otherwise, it was pretty routine win. In fairness to Norwich, at least they came and tried to play football, tried to win the game, unlike certain other clubs we could mention. But yeah, it was nice. I hope we get a nice draw. It would be lovely for likes of Jacob, their younger supporters, to get a day at Wembley would be marvellous.
Port Vale at home then, yeah?
Yeah. Port Vale or Southampton, I'd be happy with either. We owe Southampton 3, I think.
Okay. Welcome to the show, Jerry. Great to have you on, giving your views. Who impressed for you of the Fringe players that we saw today?
Yeah. Well, just we do know it's going to be Arsenal away, don't we? That's a nail down. That just happens every year. But it was you could see the difference in Championship and Premier League, even though we hadn't got a full team out. But a player that I want to see more of, and I hope, is Pirro. And I thought he was excellent today. I thought his movement, the way he was getting players involved, he hit the crossbar and he scored a great Pirro goal. And I think possibly, if you're playing two up front, he might be a good foil for Calvert-Lewin. Don't always play him in the right position. I think B all has to play every game. I think he was commanding at the back, and I think we've missed at set pieces. Goodmanson plays anyway. He was man of the match, and you could see Dan James had a couple of runs, and he thought he just needs the fitness. Tanaka was in and out of the game. Nemecha is just a big colossus that just bangs his way around, and Willie as well. So I think the previous game against Birmingham, we didn't equip ourselves so well, but I think today the guys that stepped up and showed we got it in depth. And Sean Longstaff, probably he's not been fully fit. I thought maybe he should have come on against Sunderland, being a Geordie and everything else, and I think he's definitely put his hand up to back in the team, and a great goal as well. And all in all, yeah, routine, championshipy, Norwich, and yeah, it was good. I had no real feelings about Norwich until they gave us stick when we got one disallowed, and then I thought, I want to beat these guys. So there you
go. Jacob, I mean, a stupid question, but how important was that result given what happened midweek, which we will get into in a minute? But on the back of the defeats and potentially, maybe even Norwich taking it extra time or even, losing the game, Farke needed this win, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, we saw the likes of Port Vale and Southampton, what they did away at Fulham and beating Sunderland at home. It was important that we bounced back and actually delivered a better attacking performance, a more fluid performance. I don't think it matters who it's against. You want to see goals. You want to see Goodmanson getting down the wing. You want to see James making runs and putting crosses in. You want to see your creative players get on the ball. And that's what we did today. And again, it was good to see Pirro back in the side and doing what he does best. And getting a goal at the end as well. So yeah, it was really important to bounce back and onto the quarters.
Absolutely. Who would you want, Jacob, apart from Port Vale?
Not City. Yeah, I think I'd like obviously Southampton or Port Vale as the easy choice. Preferably at home again. Just such an advantage at home. But you know what it'll be? It'll be Liverpool or Arsenal away or something. But it'd be nice to get one over Southampton, definitely.
Okay. Should we talk about Noto, Sam, a little bit as well? I think he's had a really difficult season. He's, struggled to keep a place down, and I think he's got such great qualities as a footballer. How did he do today for you?
I thought he was good. He offers us something different, and I actually thought he made a difference in the Sunderland game too. He ran at people instead of the triangle of death, where we'll go up a wing and the cul-de-sac, back to the goalkeeper, and go up the other wing again. You have to feel a bit sorry for some of the ones that haven't had a lot of minutes. And you think about it, his first season when Jesse Marsh was there, he was probably our best player when he came in. So there's football in that lad, but the way Fark has been setting things up, he hasn't really been getting much of a shout. And then it has to be said too, the couple of cup games he played in before this one, like, he was pretty anonymous in.
Can we talk about Goodmanson as well, Jerry? I mean, he got the star player rating on most websites. How impressed have you been with him across the season when you've seen him?
Across the season, his attacking intent has been excellent. He really runs at players. He showed a bit of it the other night against Sunderland, then it seemed to disappear. I don't think we were probably giving him the ball enough. At times early in the season, defensively, he did get caught out a couple of times. The ball was getting put in behind him a couple of times, but maybe that was about the shape of the defence. And I think since we've gone 3-5 at the back, that seems to be okay. But today, he was getting into tackles. He's running at people. He looks confident. And I mean, much do we pay for him? 5 million, whatever it was. He's a steal, and I think a lot of clubs will be looking at him. But he was excellent. It's delighted he got his first goal as well. We had two first-time goal scorers today, and that can only be good. So he's certainly one of the first players on the team sheet, and long may it continue. Hope he's got a goal now. He's broke his duck, and maybe he'll give him confidence to do more. But yeah, man of the match for me, without a doubt.
Yeah. And Jacob, speed is the obvious difference between the Premier League and the Championship, isn't it? The other one's obviously skill level. But when you've got Dan James and Noto on the wings, does that just open up the play? And obviously, as quick as they are, Norwich don't really have an answer for that because of the level below.
Yeah, absolutely. There was one ball today that Ampadu played, pinged it straight through to James, and he was straight onto it. Metro was unlucky not to get on the end of it. But yeah, if you've got, like I said, creative players, we used them two really well today. As Jerry touched on with Goodmanson, he's really good at going forward. He was overlapping really well. And I actually was just thinking about maybe we're missing Okafor a little bit. He had a really good game against Forest, and he offers you something different, partnering alongside Calvert-Lewin, that maybe Nonto and James might not fit in, but actually coming on off the bench, they can give you something different.
Okay. And just finally on Tanaka, Sam, we heralded him, obviously, his mistake at Everton, and since then hasn't really held down many minutes. Do you feel sorry for him a bit, and should he be getting more minutes?
I certainly feel sorry for him, because again, like Nonto, on his day, can be very good. I thought he was fine today. He didn't do anything particularly wrong. He was tidy enough at some nice passes, and I was glad to see he could make the most of the time he got today. I think that the difficulty is Fark is very fixed on his setup and system, and some players just don't fit into it. We saw today that Pirro is a first-class finisher, but he just doesn't fit into the system, and neither of really Nonto, James, or Tanaka. But we saw the problem of his rigidity at Sunderland. I think he needs to mix it up a bit more. He's starting to fall into bad habits again, back to his old ways of doing the same thing every match.
Yeah. Just briefly on that Sunderland game then, Jerry. That was a bizarre, unlike Sunderland performance from them, dare I say, in that they came with a strategy of the dark arts, and it worked to perfection. Dare we say?
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
What did you make of how Leeds dealt with it, though?
Well, I suppose a team like Sunderland, if you're Sunderland, you think, yeah, mission accomplished. We did our job. We've a lot of injuries. The rules really got to take hold of them. You got a blatant penalty. That would have been a yellow card in rugby. Never mind the penalty for Leeds when he grabbed Luke O'Nien, the he's a horrible little. I won't swear, but yeah. I mean, and then he kicks the ball on the pitch. He should have been sent off. The guy who scores the goal had been booked, and he jumps into the crowd. The referee didn't see it. So, and the time wasting, the goalkeeper going down. So the ref's got to get hold of these things, and we got lulled into it. And as everybody says, we were going back to old ways, and we were a bit rigid, and we should have changed it at half time, really. But at this stage in the season, we thought after the Villa and the Chelsea and Man City games, it'd be dead close. We were 6 points clear, and this one caught us unawares a bit. But it's always going to concertina, and West Ham and Spurs, who are well in it, and Forest will all have games where they don't win and they lose, and we might get points. So we just got to hold our nerve. It's not. That scared me a bit was we've only won 4 and 20, but we've not lost many in that. So the clock keeps ticking around, and we just got to think of ourselves, get those probably 3 wins, and we're well capable of doing that. And today gives a shot in the arm. It shows a few things extra that we might do. Play somebody this stage of the season, all of a sudden, like Pirro scores a goal, he might go on a little streak and see how it goes. Well, he might. I'm not really confident that Buonanotte is going to do anything. I don't think that's working. I don't think it's going. I didn't even see him warming up today, to be honest. I don't think people know what he looks like, and that's not going to work, is it? So I think, and Perry, I think he went shopping, didn't he? Halfway through the second half, I think he nipped over across to the shop and had some chips and gravelly, and then come back to see. Although, in fairness to Norwich, they had a little spell. They could have had a couple of chances, but yeah, we just got to hold our nerve. Sunderland, Blackburn did this to us a couple of years ago. I think Sunderland even did it to us. We just got to bounce back. It's a shame we hadn't got a league game this weekend to get it out of our system. We've got another week to mull it over, but yeah, all changes at Palace next week again, and West Ham have got Man City, and hold our nerve.
Yeah. What changes would you make then for Palace away, Jacob, next weekend, if any? From the Sunderland game, of course.
Yeah, I definitely think starting Biol is a massive. I also think maybe changing the midfield up a little bit. Is it time for Gruev to step out of there? Is it maybe time for Longstaff to come in after today? Not too sure on if Okafor is going to be back in time. I don't think he is. Who's he going to choose to partner with Calvert-Lewin up top? I think Aronson's obviously got to come back in for me as well. But apart from that, we need to go there, and that is a massive chance to win. Palace, yes, they picked up a little bit in recent weeks, but Wolves beat them at home, didn't they? No, Burnley beat them at home. Sorry. And they picked up a few wins, but bar that, they were in. They were down there with us, so there's no reason why we shouldn't go there and try and win.
Yeah, okay. We'll of course review that game next week on the channel. So join us for that. Away from the football, we've been doing our A to Z of Leeds players. We're up to letter S this week. So we're looking for the best Leeds player with the surname that starts with S, or any other event, of course, in Leeds history that you can think of that deserves to get in our countdown of Leeds United's history. So get thinking on that. Sam, this week, I don't know, just to get your view on a quick one, the EFL have voted this week that the playoffs in the Championship should go down to 8th place. Now, from a team that's been there before, you could be potentially in a couple of years playing the team that finishes 8th in the Championship as they come up. Just want to get your view on it.
Why bother having a league? I'm against playoffs. It's ridiculous. Like a couple of years ago, we finished 3rd on a team with about 20 points less than us. It gets promoted. I know why they do it. It keeps games interesting. But no, that's just making a joke of it. If they are going to do it, the team that finishes 3rd should go automatically through the final. There should be some sort of incentive, for getting 3rd place. Otherwise, why bother? If you're 6 points behind the team that's 2nd, sure, just take your foot off the gas. You're in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. Right then, Letter S has got us also thinking about shirts and shirt sponsors. Jacob, have you got when you think of Leeds United, who do you associate the sponsor with as well? Have you got a favourite? No one likes Red Bull, do they?
No. What we had? Red Bull boxed 32 red.
What were the
Remember,
ones when you were growing up?
yeah, there was one season where we didn't even have a sponsor. I think it was with Kappa, and we just didn't even have a front of shirt sponsor. Yeah, God.
Jerry, Sam, have you got a favourite one at all?
I think before my time there were some really good ones. Like Admiral and
Strongbow.
Strongbow.
Yeah, that I don't know why that sticks in my mind, but maybe it was during our European years or whatever. But Strongbow sticks in my mind.
The first shirt I bought with a sponsor on it was RFW. So I've got a replica now. My son's got the original from 1982. And I think we had some massive companies like Lions Furniture or something like that. And there was, the local butchers. Me and Sam and probably maybe Mark, I don't know what you are, Mark. We remember the days when you hadn't got sponsors. You remember a Northern Ireland favourite, Derek Dugan, was the man who introduced it at Kettering Tires, and he got told off for putting sponsors on the shirts. How things have changed. But I don't think the Red Bull works as a design. I mean, forget about just the red bit. I don't mind it on the blue shirt; it looks better, but it doesn't quite work. But you associate sponsors, Sam says, Strongbow with the successful days, and and we've had some weird and wonderful ones at the times. But RFW sticks in my mind. I don't even know what they are, who they are, what they did. Someone out there might know, but they were, I think, our first. And the blue stripes, the Admiral down the shirt, the first take away from the all white. I remember Tony Curry. I see Tony Curry wearing that. And those are sort of things.
Super. Let us know in the comments. Yours, just a bit of fun this week. Right, so we're nearly done this alphabet thing then, Sam. Have you got anything for S for us then?
Snodgrass.
Okay.
I forget his first name. What was his first name?
Robert
Snodgrass. Yeah. But him and Ross McCormick had the misfortune of being sort of good players in an absolutely abysmal team, and would have been lost without them.
Okay. Yeah. Are we allowed to mention Alan Smith at all, or not? No.
I think we've forgiven him now, haven't we?
No, have we forgiven him? Yeah. I remember watching him play for Leeds, and he was unstoppable. I think, he used to strike fear in the end defenders. Any other S's, Jacob?
I was thinking about Samu Saiz earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, like Somerville sticks out, but I don't like how well he's doing at West Ham now. So. And obviously Manor Solomon last year as well. But yeah, Samu Saiz. It was a shame that he never fully thrived under Bielsa, really. But there we are.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Any other?
Gary Speed's the obvious one. But it's funny you mentioned Samu Saiz. We were talking about him today because he made his debut against Port Vale in the League Cup, and he scored a hat-trick. And I think Michael Brown might have been the Port Vale manager or player, and he accused him of spitting. I mean, old Sammy liked, not you, Sam. Old Sammy liked the odds. Yeah, spit the dog, they called him. I think he had a bit of form, but that's I remember we thought, my God, this guy's come to play for us. So Sammy, Mel Sterling's another one. Of course.
Port Vale, that's an omen.
Mel Sterling, he's another shout.
John Sheridan,
what a player he was. Yeah, there's loads.
Okay. Right, which one should we put in there then, Sam, do you think? After all those names you've heard.
Well, probably Gary Speed, I think.
Yeah, Sam. Brilliant. Gary Speed gets into the Leeds A to Z, and now we're up to letter T, our last easy week before we head into the final stages of the season and look at UVW, X, Y, and Z. So T next week. Have a think about that one. Good luck against Crystal Palace. We'll be back in 7 days' time to review how that has all gone. Thank you for your company this week. Great to have you back, Sam and Jacob. And thank you, Jerry, who's a great debut. Jerry as well.
Thank you.
Super. We will hopefully catch you again shortly. Drop us a sub and a subscribe if you haven't, and a like if you haven't already done so. We'll see you after the Palace game in 7 days' time. Have a great week out there.